Welcome, folks, to the Smack Raw Podcast, your one-stop shop for WWE and AEW recaps, reviews, and pay-per-view predictions. My name is Vince. I'm joined by the lads, Colin, Sebastian, and Kyle. How's it going, guys?
What's up?
How's it going,
Hey,
everyone?
Hey.
hey, come on, guys, let's get some energy going in here.
Jesus
If you're
Christ.
listening to us for the first time,
Yes!
if you're listening to us for the first time, we're a wrestling podcast that can be found all over the place. We're on Stitcher, Spotify, Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, and yes, we're even on YouTube. We're trying to grow that channel up, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Help us reach 100 subscribers so we can get that custom URL, and we won't have to bug you about it anymore. You can also find us on Twitter. You follow the channel at the Smack Raw Pod. Me at SC as Vince. You guys can go ahead and take over. Where can people find you?
This is Kyle over here. You can find me at the Kai Tai Show.
This is Sebastian at WrestlingFan_32.
And this is Colin, the wrestling fan. You can find me at Wrestling Chump because I am a chump for wrestling.
There we go.
There we go. There we go. So let's get right into it, guys. So today we're going to be talking about this upcoming Wednesday Night War. We have NXT, AEW going head to head. Off, man. What do you think?
So it's not going to be a war unless one of the factions on either show drives up in a military vehicle to a venue that the other show is taking place. I'm just saying.
Don't put it past Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. They might go ahead and do that.
Kyle O'Reilly would do.
Man, what was that?
I said Kyle O'Reilly would definitely be down for that. He just
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
That dude's charismatic as hell, man.
Guitar with like the actual like cannon portion of the like the tank. So
It
he
writes
probably do an air
itself,
guitar
man.
using that.
Oh, man.
I could see Oni
There you go, there you
Larkin
go.
like on a. I could see Oni Larkin on like a bicycle or something like that. That dude's
He'd
crazy.
walk it there. He'd walk it to DC. He'd-
Screaming because he only talks in capitals.
Apparently, just like Sebastian did in the intro. But speaking of that, why don't we just jump right into it? Sebastian, do you have the card for this week's NXT? Why don't we start off that compare and contrast the two cards?
there's only 3 matches announced. I know there's kind of rumblings of a Leo Rush Gulak match maybe being added. Also a Kushida Walter match possibly, but the 3 announced matches are all title matches. You got the women's women's title match. My apologies. Shayna Baszler versus Candice LeRae. You got the tag title match with Street Profits versus Undisputed Era. And then you got the NXT Championship match with Adam Cole versus
Matt Riddle. Ooh, boy, that one. Oh, my God.
No
Hey,
waste.
hey.
Should be Killian Dan all day.
Oh no! Stop it!
Wait,
Stop it.
did,
I'm
did
behind my
either?
bro,
Hey, does
100%.
anyone remember Big Damo from What Culture?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Killian Dane.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember watching just like this YouTube channel, and all of a sudden these lads are like, "We're gonna start our own wrestling promotion." I'm like, "Haha, okay, YouTube." And then like they have a wrestler, and it's freaking Killian Dane. It's Big Damo, and he just looks like he runs around wearing a fucking diaper, but he's like a beast. Like, I remember looking at the guy, and be like, okay, so that's the level of wrestler we get on YouTube, and it turns out to be Killian Dane, a potential main eventer for NXT. It's nuts to me, man. It's nuts to me.
It is. And you compare that to what AEW has lined up. They obviously have Sammy Guevara versus Cody Rhodes. They have the main event, the 6-man tag between the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks
Oh my
versus
God.
Jericho and his 2 mystery partners.
LAX.
And
It's LAX, folks. Yeah.
probably going to be LAX, and obviously we're going to crown the very first women's champion in AEW between Rio and Nyla Rose. And if
Nyla
I'm not
Rose.
mistaken, sorry, a lot of these guys are pretty new to me. I'm gonna butcher some of their names until like I get it right. aren't they also kicking off the tag team tournament on Wednesday's episode too? Right?
I think so.
Yeah. So right out the gate, I'm just gonna put it out there. It's what we're all thinking. NXT is going to stuff the flame out of these guys on Wednesday, man. They're going to put on a takeover. Like, I love AEW, and I know what those guys can do, but they don't have a rosters. Like, not every match has a Kenny Omega in it. Where NXT, they proved they can put on those 4 to 5 star matches from top to bottom. And I really feel like that first episode, at least the first, not necessarily what the future holds, but NXT is going to take the first shot at AEW, and it's literally going to be outworking them on the debut.
I can like add to that with the fact that they've been pushing the fact that it's going to be limited commercial breaks. So that's a strategy. That's clearly they've been doing that on purpose because they don't want to lose any viewers at all. So instead of like losing viewers during like a commercial, like they'll try to like get them engaged in this one match. Like let's say it's Shayna versus Candice LeRae, and instead of going to commercial break where you could lose someone, they'll just keep the match going. And if you watch a takeover, most part you can't like just like
You can't turn away.
The channel
No, you're
because
locked. You are locked, man.
exactly you said, Kyle. I think you're 110% on that, on the money. It's basically going to be a takeover on free TV.
Yep.
Is that good enough though to
I mean, I guess it
stop
would just
everybody
depend.
from watching the debuted episode though?
Oh, that's a good point, man.
Like there's a thing about the first show for anything. I mean, that's the only thing.
AEW, in my opinion, is definitely gonna spank NXT on the ratings.
Oh my god, yeah.
They're gonna do it. No, sorry, this is just on the ratings. In my opinion, I'm more looking forward to the NXT card. But I think ratings-wise, I think Sebastian is dead right. Everyone is going to be watching this AEW show. It's the first show. Everyone is going to want to see what it is.
TNT's been pushing the hell out of it for the last like month and a half.
The thing is with AEW is I think they're after blowing the load, though. They don't have anyone, not that I can think of, they don't have any kind of like surprises ready. Like they're after announcing nearly the whole show.
I heard.
the whole show
I don't know
is on the
about
way.
it, like, but I heard that like I just read something about Jack Swagger maybe debuting on Wednesday.
Oh,
That would
wow.
feel like a WCW move, though. That really
I don't-
would.
But
Like,
No offense, Jack
AEW.
Swagger, but it's like
who's gonna pop for Jack Swagger? Come on.
exactly.
Jack Swagger.
That
Like,
would
I'm not
be.
gonna pop if Jack Swagger shows up.
Dude,
Yeah, I've said this since the start, man. They don't need to be like WCW or TNA and just get every.
They have to
failed
put on
WWE
takeover level
superstar.
matches, man. They gotta get.
Mhm.
They have to
Yeah.
just put on the product. Oh,
I mean,
man.
that's they just don't
Okay.
need. They need to stay away from signing that WWE guys, in my opinion.
So let's call it.
Unfortunately, I feel like. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say let's call a prediction right now. Since this goes up on Tuesday, the night before they go head to head. Who wins in ratings? Because you know that's going to be the first thing released like on Thursday.
AEW wins. The race.
AEW wins ratings. The curiosity.
Yeah.
Can I also
It's-
say as well,
okay.
AEW doesn't have a stream, so a lot of people know that they can Thursday or even
That's true.
Thursday is when it goes up. They can watch NXT on Thursday
Yeah.
when it goes up on demand. They can't watch AEW unless they're DVR.
Well, I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to say NXT does. I'm going to say that topic that we're going to cover a little bit. I think the hype has cooled a little bit, and you know what? NXT is going to win in the ratings.
I think it's gonna be about even, man. Sorry about the noise in the background. It's my daughter, but I think it's gonna be about as even.
Ask
I don't.
Listen
your
to this
daughter
dude.
who's gonna win the race.
I don't know how we can hear you sitting so high up on that fence you are.
I just don't see, because a lot of people is gonna be flipping the channels in my and I mean, everybody was saying 800,000 would be good.
Well, NXT did a 1.1 million last week.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I
So-
just don't see NXT losing
I-
a lot,
like-
but I don't see AEW getting less than $1 million either.
I
I
can't
think
wait
they're
to hear
both going to
Brian
get $1 million.
Alvarez's. I can't wait to hear Brian Alvarez's take, because he said that NXT did a 1.1 million, and that was disappointing for him. So if people are saying that they only expect 800,000 to $1 million, what's he gonna be like once AEW only gets $1 million? Is he gonna rate it like 17 stars? I don't like Brian Alvarez, by the way,
He's
just
like
to let
the
everybody.
worst. He's like the worst, dude.
But yeah, I can't wait for his flip flop when AEW get like $1 million or 1.5 and say, "Oh my god, it was amazing."
Okay, so I think we should clarify though. I don't think if AEW wins, I don't think it's going to be by that much. It's going to be by a couple 100,000, maybe a couple thousand. It's not going to be like a runaway
No,
beat
that's
them
why.
by the ratings. But Kyle brought up a good point, or like was it Colin that mentioned that like NXT is on the network, and if you don't have the network, it's on Hulu. Options for you to go ahead and watch it. So and to DVR it or watch it like simulcast, you're gonna be like, I'll watch the first episode of AEW live, and then I'll watch NXT tomorrow, and then based off of like the first week, I'll decide who I'm gonna watch live going forward.
Damn, such a good rational outlook on that. Damn.
I mean,
But like,
this is why I don't bet on shit. Okay, look, man, it's because I lose.
hey, you don't bet on shit because you don't win half the time.
I
You're right
just
on that
see
on
a
your
lot of-
predictions.
I just see a lot of channel flipping right now, guys, because a lot of people, I mean, a lot of the casual fans, even that watch the main roster, don't know who NXT is or what it is. And that's the same for AEW. There's a lot of people out there that don't know a lot about it. And I could see a lot of people just flipping back and forth, as we go. I just don't see a big outcome one way or another. I think they're both going to be right at $1 million, maybe 1.1.
Okay, but
like that.
you have to give us an answer, Seb. Don't beat around the bush. One has to win. They're not gonna end up with the exact same like ratings.
Oh, the ratings. They were the same. Just like, wow.
If
The
I had to
wrestling
pick
universe
one,
is in
I'd say,
perfect harmony. Okay.
if I had to pick one, I would say AEW just because it's the debut show.
So I'm the lone wolf on
But-
NXT in the ratings. Okay.
You're just doing it just to be a contrarian. You're trying to
Being a
contradict us.
contrarian.
That's all you're doing.
No.
Yeah, there you
No, I want to be a
You're being-
contrarian.
that could be a character. That could be a character on AEW. The contrarian against the librarian.
I think Colin's just still a little like upset that he has to pay $5 to watch it live.
Oh,
Don't
no. Is
get
this
me
a big
started.
thing?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's $5, man.
Whoa.
Like
No, hold on
listen,
now.
this is the thing. This is the thing, and I've been getting shit off people on Twitter all week because I was really outspoken about this. Especially, and I'm not being like disrespectful here, or I'm not trying to like insinuate that everyone is the same. But to be honest, it was a lot of Americans getting on to me saying, "Oh, it's only $5 and all." We have to pay for cable. We have to pay for cable as well. We just don't call it. Like, we have TV packages that we have to pay 80, 90, 100 euro or pound for as well, and $5 on top of that, what you're already paying. It just seems like that they're just trying to squeeze every penny out of you. We were promised, Cody Rhodes promised us a great TV package that was going to be free to air on our TV.
Like 4 days later, Ben. Okay, listen.
It's on 8 a.m. No, listen. It's on 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. That's pre-Watershed for a TV 14 show. Also, in the age that we're in, who was going to want to watch 4 days later when they know all the results from?
Dude, just stay off Twitter. We'll talk to you Sunday.
Stay off Twitter for 4 days. And another thing is the pay-per-views. What they have the pay-per-views for AEW being on.
Look, I didn't even get if I didn't get tickets to All Out, I probably wouldn't have like paid for the pay-per-view
What day was All Out?
For us, it was
So-
60. I think it was like
Saturday.
50 or
It was
60.
it was Saturday. It was Saturday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we're not getting it free to air till Sunday morning, which is
If it's a go home show,
pay-per-view.
Oh my
let's-
God!
let's go
Yes,
home show
I didn't
after
even
the
realize
pay-per-view.
that. Yeah, you'll have go home shows air after the pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Oh.
As I said $5. It's only $5. It's and I know I sound like a bit of a dick saying this. It's the principle. It really is the principle, because they're just trying to squeeze us out of it. We were promised a free-to-air package. We didn't get it, and we're pissed.
100% agree with you. I don't know what it would be like personally. I'm glad I don't have to experience that, but I sympathize with you, and I totally get it, because they were promised. They would say, "Oh, our UK deal is gonna be way better," and they're like, "Well, it's way better because you have to pay for it." The one thing that I do like about the deal is that it's on demand. So not only can you, like, that's the only plus side, is that you pay $5, you can watch it live, but you can go back and watch old episodes. So like for us in the States, unless you're DVRing it, there's no way to go back and watch old episodes of AEW, or there's going to be exclusive context. So that I get, but the fact that you have to pay is ridiculous to me, because I'll make it like this. Let's say you're talking about, like, we pay for cable. Like, yes, let's say you're paying what you're paying right now for your cable, but on top of that, yeah, you can watch Raw, but you have to pay $5 extra to watch us.
Oh, and
if not, then you can wait till Friday morning to watch the replay. And keep in mind, we don't have Hulu or anything, or the network or anything like that. We just have to wait the 4 days after the fact, or pay the $5, or go on some illegal site.
And if WWE came out tomorrow and said you got to pay $5 for Raw, they wouldn't get this defense that people was giving AEW. It would get shit on. I mean, look, and at the end of the day,
man,
you're paying for cable.
Stop. Just stop. Listen, man. This is a United States-based promotion, okay?
Oh, man, so?
I don't know.
Look, the WWE Network has $9.99 a month, and they have pay-per-views. They got all these extra documentaries. They got these extra shows. And you're talking about $5 for 8 hours of content a month? And yeah, you pay for cable, but
like backstage stuff. They said they're going to give you some extra content.
What other stuff they usually put on YouTube? Maybe, I don't know. But like
being the elite.
if you're paying for cable, you got 100. Like my cable package is 102 channels, and that's 24 hours a day. I can go anytime I want, not just 8 hours a month. There's a big difference there. I don't even get you pay for cable. You're comparing 102 channels versus one show, not even a whole channel.
And like Colin was saying, he's paying for cable already, so that's not a good comparison to me. Like the best comparison would be like, yeah, you have cable, but you can't actually watch the one show you want to watch live. So it's paying for cable and then paying the extra $5 just to watch Raw live nightly. And they give WWE the same shit. Like if they start doing it tomorrow, like if tomorrow they decide, oh, by the way, if you want to watch Raw, you're gonna have to start paying us $5 every month if you want to watch it live.
And it wouldn't be defended. Like these people saying this, oh, you pay for cable. You wouldn't be hearing that if it's WWE.
No. It'd be like a whole shitstorm on Twitter. People would be like, they'd be going to WWE's offices and trying to tear the place down in fury. No, I totally sympathize with Colin. I totally get it, and it totally sucks. It 100% sucks. But what won't suck is that he's probably going to be on NXT pod with me and Benji going forward, and maybe even Kevin. So they've kind of like. Kyle used to like, oh, it might not be the biggest thing. Like that's a big deal because with another program. So if they can't watch AEW live, guess what? They're gonna go and watch the show they can, which is NXT.
Yeah.
So they're losing viewers in that department. And yes, it's a show that's produced in the States, but this is a product that's consumed worldwide. So you don't want to like have a certain portion of the world not be able to watch it because you lose a lot of audience.
It's
and
true.
Like, let's say you
building a global brand, you're
trying to build.
That's one of the things with the Khan family as well. I'm not sure how savvy is are on the Khan, but they're big. They're big, and they own the Jacksonville Jaguars. And one of the big things that's been muted is that they want to move, or that's been talked about, is moving the Jaguars to London and having a London-based team. Now I know that's a lot of talk, and we're not going to get into the NFL talk. But that was one thing that has been discussed over the years about a London-based franchise, and also the Khan family tried to buy Wembley Stadium, which is in London, which is
pay $5 a game, dude. $5 a game.
It's probably more like $100,
and then $5 to just walk into the door.
Yeah,
But like the cans have this obsession with the UK. Now I'm from Ireland, but I can understand their obsession with the UK, and that's one of the things coming into AEW, and Cody and Brandy and the Bucks and Kenny have all gone on record and said that the UK is a big market to us. We want to break the UK market, and this is just something that kind of sets it back.
yeah.
And the UK fans are pretty pissed over from what I've seen. It's just another sly. Again, I'm going to be watching NXT either live or on Thursdays, and AEW I'm probably not going to get to see, as you said, till Sundays.
It's
Do you
So I
guys
know how my money's on.
do you guys think that even though this is initially how they're starting out, that AEW won't get a free like cable network deal going on later on down the road?
I think AEW, from what I've heard, the rumors that I've heard is that ITV, the company that they have the pay-per-view packages with and who have been running their pay-per-views in the UK, they didn't want it because of the commercials.
Okay.
Now the thing is with that, a lot of other channels will probably jump on it because they know that they're going to get the viewer base. But if they were to go to another channel, ITV will probably tell them to go screw themselves then when it comes to showing their pay-per-views. And
Yeah.
because WWE are already on one of the other channels who provides pay-per-view services, AEW won't get onto that because WWE probably has that locked up. So then they don't have a pay-per-view provider, which is where they're going to draw their most money. So they've decided to just not go down that route at all and to go with the streaming service on Fight and to charge us the extra and then to show 4 days later on ITV at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is ridiculous. Like it's like watching cartoons on a Sunday.
it's
Like could you imagine watching Hell in a Cell and every 10 seconds it just like pans to the audience because you can't see them getting thrown into the cell or because you can't
Speaking
see
of
them getting
Hell
hit
in
with
a
a
Cell,
kendo
we have a
stick.
podcast coming out Thursday of the top 10 Hell in a Cells. You should go ahead and watch
Yeah,
that
go
for
check
sure.
check it out. Sebastian's top 10 list, by the way. We're gonna put
is the
special
greatest
emphasis on
list
that.
of all time.
It's the
Greatest
Smack Rock
list of
Pod
all-
presents Sebastian's top 10 Hell in a Cell list.
greatest list of all
Look forward to that Thursday, folks.
Okay.
But
Colin,
this
yeah,
is
you were
just-
saying.
This is just one of the many cases, and every time we bring up AEW, I bring stuff like this. They really just need to be quiet and just go out there and put on a show and not throw out these comments like WWE UK TV deal sucks compared to ours. Because then down the road,
Yeah,
you
that
just
was wrong.
an
Yeah, that was
idiot.
very wrong. But they probably had something lined up that fell through, and they just got too
But
ahead of themselves.
You,
but I
you
completely agree
don't
with you.
say nothing if you don't have it set in stone.
Right.
That's just common knowledge.
Yeah, just got too
leaving
big too
a-
quick, man.
Job quitting on the spot before you're actually secured a second job, and then you have to walk back. I'm like, oh fuck, now what I do?
Yeah,
You don't do that. You put in your 2 weeks, you stay quiet, you do what you have to do, and don't announce nothing about like your new job or stuff like that until you actually get there.
that's right.
And I think a
Same
lot
thing.
of it too. I think a lot of it too is they know if they say something, they're going to mostly be agreed with as far as hardcore wrestling fans go. Like sort of like the Seth Rollins deal. He came out and put his WWE flag in the ground a couple months back. He got crucified on Twitter.
Oh yeah,
On
definitely.
social. Kenny Omega kind of did the same thing a week ago, and everybody was like, "Oh, he's just in character. Everybody's overreacting."
Which
Yeah.
total BS.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like because
I hated that.
Seth wasn't in character with Will Ospreay. Two great characters just shooting the shit on Twitter, and people made it a big deal. I
It's
actually
like-
loved it.
It's like people are so into AEW, they think they're just can't fail. Like, these
only-
guys ain't even went out there and put on a TV show yet. Like,
The
yeah,
only
they went out
thing,
here and done paper, but that's
With
totally
that
different.
stuff, though, Seb, sorry again to cut you off, but like the only thing that I didn't like was that Seth changed the argument, the conversation with Will Ospreay. They were talking about bank accounts at one point. Like when you're talking about like bank accounts, you kind of lose kind of credibility to me. Like don't
Well,
say
I
like
give you
Yeah,
that.
it was a
That's-
stupid comment for Seth to make.
that
It
was
really
the only thing.
But
Other than that,
but
I
I
have
still-
nothing against Seth putting his WWE flag in the ground and saying we're the best, because you're supposed to think that and want that for yourself. You're not gonna say, oh yeah, they're better and stuff. I don't agree. I don't think. I think Kenny, like, he was in character. No, just stop it. Just like either you're okay with both of them doing it, or you're not
Yeah.
okay with either of them. Like you can't pick and choose. Like one thing's okay or it's not. You
No,
know.
you're right. You're absolutely right, man.
I totally get what you're saying, Money Thing. I'll give you that one, but it was, I mean, people were crucifying before it even got to that point. Like, the first 2 tweets before that, everybody was giving them hell.
My gosh, poor Seth, man. He's been having a rough go at it in Twitter recently.
He really has. I mean, he's been getting death threats now from social stands.
I
my God.
got a question for you guys. Is the hype on AEW cooling? We were I was gonna say we were at a fever pitch. So let's take it from concept to inception to where we are now. It started with All In, which had max buzz. This was hot. They did it perfect with being the elite. Got enough viral. They were all over YouTube. They were everywhere. And for us hardcore wrestling fans, it was like a mecca, like an unspoken WrestleMania type event, even though it wasn't even close to it on scale. It just brought that anticipation.
I think you have to take All In. I think you have to take All In out of the AEW. Well, it was before AEW. I understand the hype side, and that's the same people. But I think under the banner,
it was the pilot for AEW.
Oh, it's not. No,
for me, it was Double or Nothing.
Bullet Club guys. It was the elite guys. That was their show. Yeah. The AEW started when they did the presser in Jacksonville. That's when it started. Yes. When they did the first press conference, that's when AEW started.
Double or Nothing was where AEW has peaked in my eyes. Okay. Double or Nothing that peaked. Don't get me wrong, they had a couple of great shows. All Out was pretty good. The Fight for the Fallen, they were what they were. They didn't stack up as much as Double or Nothing. They were good, but then they had All Out, which again was another great show. I can't fault them on their shows; they've been phenomenal. But because they're not on TV, I think they are cooling off a little bit. That hype train is starting to slow down a bit.
Weekly TV to like keep that momentum going, and I think one thing that hurt them too, that like All In, because you had guys like that aren't with the company right now that were on that show. Right. Rey Mysterio. You had Okada on there, and you had one of the top women's wrestlers right now, Tessa Blanchard, and you had Jordan Grace.
Brian Cage.
You had so many top talent. You had the Ring of Honor title. You had Jay Lethal and
It's very true. Yeah, that's very true.
Jordan Grace was on it as well.
Like Jordan Grace was the only woman in that over the budget battle royal. So that's the thing. So like, because it felt like it was all these indie promotions, everything like a culmination of a melting pot of all this wrestling rolled into one great wrestling show. But AEW has felt like, we're the spin-off from All In, and if you liked All In, you're really gonna like us. Which I'm underselling AEW, and I'm excited for it, and I like it, but weekly television until I get to like really care about these characters and they start building up stars. Because unfortunately, like you can like say like, they're gonna smoke NXT and stuff like that. I can argue NXT has bigger name stars than they currently do right now. Yeah, you have Jericho, you have Moxley, you have the Bucks, Cody, Omega. Pac is going to be there in and out. Like he's not kind of rotating. He's kind of rotating in and out. Hangman, they kind of building him up, but like I'm still not 1,000% invested in Hangman. I like the guy personally, but I'm not going to sit there for a Hangman match. But you go to NXT and that's a brand that's been established. You have Johnny Gargano, you have Undisputed Era, you have Matt Riddle, you have the women's division there with Shayna Baszler, you have Io Shirai, you have Kushida, a big name that they just got from New Japan, and they just incorporated a bunch of new stars in that open invitational tournament they had, which introduced Jordan Miles, Cameron Grimes, many other talent that hasn't even gotten the chance to be fully exposed on NXT. Know what NXT can do.
No, damn, dude. You laid the truth bomb right there. Holy shit. No, AEW's got an uphill battle. I think that's really what is coming here is AEW is not going to come in the juggernaut. It does have an uphill battle. I'm excited for it because, we can sit here and speculate who's going to do better and everything, but it really does lose sight of what the big picture is. And the big picture is both shows are going to be extremely entertaining. I think, like, absolutely, man. Do we believe... So how about this? Do we believe that either side will win, like years down the road, whatever, either side's going to win, or do we see a utopia for wrestling and we just get more wrestling content out of it?
The only side that can win, Kyle, is WWE. Let's be fair about this. No.
When I say win, I don't mean that the company is shut down as consequence. I mean wins Wednesday nights. Whether it's AEW's got to go off to some subsidiary, or like some like minor channel on cable, like kind of where TNA is at right now. They're on a channel no one has. Or does NXT eventually have
they
to
just got access, so you can watch them on Tuesdays.
Yeah. Or does NXT gonna have to tuck their tails and go back to the network?
I think it falls under the same bracket. WWE isn't going to lose in the long run. It's not going to. Let's be fair about it.
NXT is not established,
but
just
thing,
like AEW.
Okay, but the thing
this
is,
is
the thing is,
hold up now. Let's not say that. NXT's been giving out the best wrestling shows of all the last 2 years. Let's not say they're not established. We know what NXT's capable of. We know what Triple H is capable of as a head writer.
Neither of them are established on cable. As far as cable is concerned, that's a different beast. Kyle.
Well, okay.
NXT has something that AEW doesn't have, though. They have that WWE logo stamp of approval. As long as it has a WWE product, people will watch it. Even if you don't know like wrestling stuff like that. I know for a fact that it's like, oh, this is WWE. I'm like, oh yeah, it's another brand.
Sometimes
and
that's
stuff
a stamp of disapproval, though. Some people are gonna see that and they're not gonna want to watch it, man, for that sake.
How?
But it's NXT. It's not ECW or SmackDown or some other show. It's NXT. We've known it's been good. You just keep watching it. It's gonna be good. Like this, it's not like a show they were like iffy about. It's not like they're putting Impact or Ring of Honor on TV. They're putting on like solid wrestling on there.
And if we're gonna establish ourselves here, whatever this discussion is, Raw and SmackDown's established, but War Games beat Survivor Series. I mean, you got NXT out here beating Big Four pay-per-view.
God damn, you have a point there, Sebastian.
The thing is...
Come on now.
Go on.
Are you sure you don't want to be on my NXT team, Sebastian? We're the winners in this war.
Look, we're fighting on the damn air over this. I'm the only AEW guy on this show.
Well, see, you're the only...
But I said NXT was going to win ratings on Wednesday, though. See, that's
I'm going to be very open here. I am Team NXT just because I've grown to love NXT.
Our show is taking sides.
Look, I've grown to love NXT. It's what I've looked forward to the most in the wrestling week for a couple years now. For one, like I said earlier, AEW, I feel being kind of favored with fans just because they're new. And I don't buy that. I'm as far as to go. I'll criticize AEW for something, and I will NXT the same thing. But right now, I'm with NXT. I'm going to be on Team AEW here. And I kind of like that I will be here because I know Raw's going to be all AEW. So it's going to have an interesting dynamic on our show.
Which is ridiculous, by the way.
Hey, I'm not gonna pick a team here because I want to watch both. I want to love both, and I hope that they both do well. And I hope, from what you said, that we're gonna get into a wrestling utopia.
Yeah.
The thing is, AEW has AEW has everything to prove. They absolutely have everything to prove. They're the ones that need the ratings.
Yeah.
It's their only show. NXT do bad ratings. They're probably still gonna be kept on USA because USA has them on Wednesday nights based on Raw being on Monday nights.
And they just lost SmackDown, so they've been used to having
exactly.
Well, hold on.
programs.
So there's another dynamic here. It's a lesser known dynamic, though.
Let me clarify though. Let me clarify one thing. Colin kind of said something. Now I am Team NXT, but I hope they both do great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a wrestling fan. I want everybody to see it.
No one's gonna take Rob's role and like like try to damn one of the companies?
Oh no! I want success for both of them. Because if they're both doing good, that means that they had to compete against each other, and they're gonna give us more good stuff. So like if they, go.
It's like, okay, NXT, they've done weekly shows. AEW hasn't. They're not proven. And another thing, like I said earlier, sometimes AEW needs to shut their mouth, not just the UK. But what did Cody said something else the other day that was kind of out there.
I got a question for y'all. Does AEW do anything cringy on their debut episode? Because it seems like a tradition. They got to do something cringy. Like
Cody's going to come out on a motorbike with brandy on the back of it and a load of druids and shit. Like he definitely is. Like, and it's probably going to come out to Motorhead King of Kings or something like you just.
What if he got rights to a Motorhead song behind Triple H's back?
He just needs to focus on his own shit. Like, stop going. I completely agree with you, Seb. Stop going down the WWE route. Stop mentioning them. WWE isn't mentioning AEW. They haven't done it, and they did it in the Attitude Era as well.
That's what it was. Cody was like, NXT's counter programming us. NXT's always been on Wednesdays, Cody.
Yeah, NXT's been a Wednesday night show forever since it debuted.
Was it
But if you hear,
was it he said that NXT counter programming them was reactionary?
Yeah, reactionary. NXT's reactionary.
And we're not going to be reactionary.
Like they're trying to make themselves sound like the victim or something. Yeah. And, I mean, they brought. So yeah, that's why I'm mostly team.
Passing out the Kool-Aid to the fans is exactly what they're doing. And the fans are buying them. The fans are buying it. They really are. The fans really are buying it and drinking that Kool-Aid, saying, "Oh yeah, the air counter program." And we all know NXT has been on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. and for the last 5-6 years.
To be worried about. UK fans drank the Kool-Aid about the TV deal, and now we see what happened. It came out the bottom of the ass. They had to shut their mouths before it keeps coming back on them. And I mean, look, just shut your mouth and focus on your program.
Fuck up, man.
I think you can judge it based on the conversation that we're having. Everything is about AEW and what AEW has said, because WWE hasn't said anything. They're not going down the route. They're not going down the route of saying, "Oh well, we're going to be AEW at this, and we're going to beat them at that, and we're going to use their entrances, and we're going to smash up thrones that they use and stuff like that." AEW is the complete flip side. Everything about them is notifying WWE.
Well, you have to admit. Okay, so there's one aspect of this, and it's the old adage of giving the finger to the man. Okay, so you don't get too high on this. There is method to this, and I get it. Is some people are tired with WWE's product, and they want an outlet to give them the finger. AEW's they've leaned on it. And yeah, at times it gets cringy, but it's not completely not. It's not uncalled for. There's definitely a call. Like, there's definitely a reason to throw jabs at WWE. But yes, it's kind of like when Ronda Rousey was going at Becky Lynch, though. You can talk shit all day, but if you're not the best at it, it's just going to come across cringy. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it.
One thing I want to emphasize that AEW should do, yes, I'm not against them throwing shots right now. Stop making your product about, oh, fuck WWE, or we're the opposite of WWE, or we're better than WWE. Make it about yourself. Focus on yourself. Because if you look back in history, every other wrestling company has done this. WCW did that. We're like fuck WWE, and that's when it was the worst part of WCW. TNA, they were doing great, and then they brought in old WWE wrestlers, and they were saying, oh, screw WWE and stuff like that, and they go downhill. The same thing for WWE. When they were losing in WCW, they were like, they did a fucking parody segment where they were parodying Hulk Hogan and Macho Man because they left WWE.
Yep.
And we had fake Diesel and fake Razor Ramon during that era. So when they were trying to screw WCW and stuff like that, that's when they were bad. Right now it's fine. Do the middle finger thing, say fuck you guys, we're gonna be better. But going forward, weekly TV, make it about yourself. make it about your
No,
talents, emphasize your personal brand, shot here and there, but don't do it consistently because you will fail if you're focusing on WWE.
Now I hear you there, but if you're gonna do it, don't make yourself sound dumb like the UK deal, and then come out and say NXT's reactionary.
Definitely don't promise.
NXT's reactionary. NXT's reactionary. You know, we decide to err on their nights that they've had for years, but they're reactionary. I mean, just don't, at least do it in a way you don't sound like an idiot. I mean,
Guys, we've talked multiple times about Impact. That the stuff that they have in the ring at the moment is excellent, but the stuff outside the ring is cringy and is ridiculous, and that seems to be what AEW is doing at the moment. Everything outside the ring seems to be cringy. Everything in the ring has been very, very up to this point. They've done 4 pay-per-views, if I'm not mistaken, and they've all been really good, and we're all looking forward to TV. But then you have this shit from outside, and they're talking shit, and they're making these promises that they can't keep. And that's where they're gonna have their downfall. People are gonna be looking at them as another shit show, kind of like TNA was, and kind of like Impact is starting to become recently again. Hopefully they get their house in order. Impact, I really do hope that they
I'm actually
get it
like
in
I
order.
know we're talking about AEW versus NXT and the Wednesday Night Wars, but I'm really optimistic and hopeful about Impact. It looks like they turned the corner. They decided to capitalize on this whole like reshuffling on nights because they used to be on Friday nights.
Yep.
They went and they actually have a TV deal now. They actually had to buy the company that has the TV deal in order to get
one
on
way
TV.
or another.
But they got on Access TV. They're on Tuesday nights. You no longer have to like try to find them on Twitch or some channel that nobody has. But you have them on Tuesday nights. And if you compare Impact to Ring of Honor, I think their roster is way better. It has bigger stars, and they've been putting on great matches recently. And if the rumor starts to believe, I remember where I read this from, but I was looking into it and I saw that there might be some kind of like partnership between Impact and AEW. If you saw at All Out during the Women's Casinos Battle Royal, Tennille Dashwood showed up, and she's currently in Impact. She just recently signed with Impact, and I know for a fact AEW is really high on Brian Cage and Tessa Blanchard and want to have those stars on their network. So there could be a partnership there. Like, and that's something that could like help AEW going forward if they do end up doing some kind of partnership.
They would be smart
Impact.
too.
Because
oh,
the one thing that that Impact has over AEW is that women's division is better. Even Impact's women's division is better than AEW's, and I love AEW, but and I think they're going to be great. But there's just too many. What you don't know who's actually signed to that women's division.
Yeah.
They've been pushing Britt Baker, but she's not the most like best technical wrestler. She's not going to put on like an amazing match. They have some of like the Japanese women that came in, like Rio and Hikaru Shida. They have Nyla Rose. They have other people. The big loss for them was Kylie Ray, because I thought she could have been a big star for them, and the fact that she's not with the company anymore is a huge blow to them. But you look at Impact, they have Tessa Blanchard, they have Rosemary, they have I'm trying to blank on names right now, but they have a lot of stars.
Jordan,
yes, thank you.
Jordan Gray is probably like apart from Tessa, Jordan Grace in my eyes is
So
probably
kind of
the hottest
piggybacking off
star
of what
in
you're saying, let's do another bold prediction since this is the whole fight theme. Who comes out this Wednesday with the higher average star rating for their show?
based on who?
NXT.
not even close.
Are you talking about Meltzer?
Yeah, Meltzer star rating.
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
Oh well, if you're going by that, it's AEW. I mean,
That's where I'm going, man. That's where I'm going with
Here's
this.
the thing. Like that's 6. Like I'm sorry. So, like I was trying to like bring this up into like I want to compare and contrast the two. Like I want to compare and contrast the main event, which is going to be Riddle and Adam Cole, and then AEW is going to be the 6-man tag. And I also want to compare the women's match there, because that's what I was kind of like leaning into. It was you have Rio versus Nyla Rose, both great, first women's champion, but we don't know what they got there. With with NXT, you have Shayna Baszler, you have Candice LeRae, which is one of the best women's wrestlers ever, if not like one of the like the best like wrestler regardless of gender. She's just that really good and hasn't really had a chance. And you want some kind of pop, you want some like big big thing that happens on that episode. I wouldn't be surprised if they put the title on Candice, with her dropping it down the line, but her picking up that title, I think that match could
Fox
get
is gonna want Shayna Baszler, because they want they want that sport feel, and she'd be like the female Brock Lesnar. Like
I
Fox on
also
SmackDown.
heard that yeah, but I also heard that Candice LeRae might be due for a call up sometime soon. Like, this is just speculation, obviously it's been said multiple times. So she might get the title, get a little bit of a title run, then drop it back to Shayna, and then go up to SmackDown or Raw, and the best match on that Wednesday.
It'd be long overdue for Candice. Long overdue.
If there's a title change, it would have to be Candice. They're not going to take the belt off Cole or Undisputed Era
the only thing
everybody having the belts.
Happened is that I heard that Adam Cole got injured and he was taking off like the weekend house shows, and I actually went to one of the NXT weekend house shows this past Friday, and he wasn't there, and I don't know if it's legit injury or if it's storyline based, but I wouldn't be surprised if the main event ends with Matt Riddle tapping out Adam Cole or like beating him in general, and then Adam Cole has to go away for an injury if it's legit, and then they have to hold off on the draped in gold thing. Like, we had a tease and we had a taste of the Undisputed Era draped in gold, but we don't actually get to fully experience it till like later down the line because of this injury.
Wow.
So
if I was guessing at storyline, I think these NXT injury reports they're doing before and after shows. I don't know if y'all been seeing them on Twitter.
Yeah.
I think they're going to milk the heck out of them. If somebody's on that report, I don't think they're going to put them on there. I think they're going to try to make this as real as they can make it.
Yeah.
Adam Cole was on that. Adam Cole was on that report this week.
Yeah.
The rumor, I'm not sure if they confirmed it, but the rumor was that he fractured his arm.
That was what was on the report.
But he said that he fractured his arm based on the arm bar or arm lock or whatever you want to call it from Riddle. So that kind of sentence leads me to believe that it's more storyline. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you're saying that, like, does Matt Riddle win the title? I don't know. I can't see Matt Riddle.
I just don't think. I think
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Like, I think the guy's like stupid over. Like, and I saw him live this weekend. I saw the reaction he gets weekly on NXT. The guy's a star. You look at him, like he has star written all over him. He challenged Goldberg. Like they want to build this guy up, and I can see why you want to like have him be the face of your company.
Yeah,
like
all the old schoolers have tipped Matt Riddle to be like a future absolute superstar as well. Like the likes of JR, Pritchard, and all. Like this is going back 2-3 years ago. I've heard Matt Riddle being tipped for that even before he made his big name.
For me, going back. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Not too soon. I mean, you had this build for so long about being draped in gold as a faction, and then one weekend and plus, I don't want Riddle just to win the number one contenders match one week and then win the title next. If Riddle's going to, I want a good story. I don't want it rushed. Personally.
I'm only saying that he would win the title if the injury is legit.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, if the injury is legit and he accidentally got hurt during that armbar, then yeah, I could see Matt Riddle getting the title, and they work it into a storyline just like NXT always does fantastically.
If the injury is legit, then Adam Cole doesn't step into the ring. And to be honest, the way that I could probably see it going is you could probably see a vacant title match with Matt Riddle.
No. Oh, and then we get fucking Killian Dane for the vacant NXT title. No, we're not gonna get that.
Cole can't step into the ring with a broken arm, guys.
no,
He can't do it.
I
He
don't
can't
see
come
it.
in there like.
Well,
He
that's
can't
it,
come
man.
in. What did he get? Squashed in like 10 seconds?
If Riddle did break
The
his
finger poke
arm,
of doom all over again, man.
and do you really think they give the belt to Riddle after? I mean, he wasn't in that arm for 5 seconds. Like,
I think they put I just for the shock value alone, just to like get buzz coming off of that Wednesday night. I think they're gonna have one title change.
Yeah. Oh, they have
have
to.
that
buzz.
They have to have
Because you
title
can't have 3 title matches and not have one of them change.
Mhm.
Because then you'd be like, oh, well, what was the point? There was no consequence there. You have to have a title change there. It
No,
has
what
to
I'm
be.
saying is, though,
Mhm.
I mean, he didn't have him in the armbar for 5 seconds. Do you really reward Riddle for doing a simple armbar and breaking your guy's arm and giving him
Brock-
the bell a week later?
He's been built up slowly and gradually. I put the title on him on Wednesday. I wouldn't
Yes.
be opposed to it.
No,
I don't
yes.
care, dude. It's NXT. Adam Cole can get that title right back.
No,
Like,
My
I'm
hot
talking
and
about-
take.
I have faith.
I'm talking about if the injury is legit and he put Adam Cole in the armbar for 5 seconds and he somehow breaks his arm for real. Do you really? Does he have backstage heat or does he not?
No.
I mean,
No,
5
it's-
seconds in an armbar? Armbars are regular move.
wrestling. It's wrestling. Accidents happen. You can't like just predict what something's gonna happen. Or maybe they're using this, like maybe he had this legit injury and they're using this as a fake injury
because they did
to
this. I'll say they did this when Brock Lesnar elbowed Randy Orton into oblivion and gave him like 18 staples. Remember how on Raw they just gave Randy Orton the belt because Brock injured? No, it ain't gonna happen, man. If he's injured, it ain't gonna go to Riddle.
Look,
If he's injured, it's gonna be a vacant title, and Ciampa wins that belt, lads. You heard it here
Yes.
first.
no.
Yes,
You heard it here
that is
first.
it, man.
That's what's
Vacant
gonna happen.
championship.
And two, there was so many reports of Riddle having backstage heat as little as a month ago. Even if he did like clear all it up and everything's good now, and then a month later he breaks your top guy's arm. I don't see him giving the belt if that's the case.
You
Personally.
want to put money on it?
That's time for
You wanna
off the
put-
air. That's time for off the air.
We can put some money on this.
Before we get
but,
into
okay, going back
gambling,
to-
no, as I say, this is probably a good spot to wrap it up, you guys. Before we have our full blown like implosion of our show. Thank you guys for joining us, man. Make sure to check us out tomorrow.
Wait, real quick, Kyle.
Yeah.
You said we're going by Meltzer's ratings on that question earlier. If we're going by Meltzer, AEW wins.
AEW,
No,
Yeah,
no,
hands
I don't
down.
care.
Yeah,
I don't.
absolutely.
Average
Even Meltzer
5.25
can't- no.
stars.
Meltzer's
Yeah,
on
no.
the payroll. Meltzer is on AEW's payroll.
Absolutely. I
No.
believe it.
Heck no! That one of the 2 NXT title matches, either the
Yeah,
main
NXT
event or
is
the
gonna
women's
have
match,
the star
it's gonna-
rating.
Right, you heard it here. You heard it here first.
But Kyle said average, though, not just top, number one.
Yeah.
He said average. Average, Meltzer's giving that to AEW. He might give NXT the highest one to be like, okay, I'm not being biased here, guys.
Oh, okay. So you mean
Top
the
to
overall
bottom.
show?
Overall, yeah. Just
Yeah,
the average
I'm
star
not
rating
giving it
across
shit.
all matches.
Gonna go to AEW then. I thought you meant which match is gonna have the highest
No,
star rating.
no,
In
no,
which
no.
case, I was gonna say one of the NXT matches. But if
him
that's
and
the
Brian Alvarez, dude, I mean, they're on the payroll. I'm just saying.
Oh, man.
talks, man, money talks.
All right, you guys. Thank you for joining us on this this episode of I don't know what to call it, AEW versus NXT, where we just shoot the shit over both of them. Make sure to check us out tomorrow. We'll have both a podcast up for the debut AEW show recap, and then along with the NXT recap, you'll find a combination
Wait.
of all of us on both shows.
Well, you said tomorrow. That will be Thursday.
What are you talking about?
You said check us out tomorrow, and we'll have the NXT recaps and AEW.
It'd be up Wednesday night leading into Thursday.
Yeah,
morning.
Yeah,
leading
not
into Thursday.
tomorrow. Tomorrow's Raw.
No,
we're-
this goes up on Tuesday. Shh.
Seb, in
Magic.
kayfabe.
This is Studio Magic, Sebastian. Calm down.
No!
This
You
airs-
said that we're going to have the AEW and NXT recaps tomorrow.
We are. Because this episode airs Tuesday. We didn't
Tuesday.
record this earlier in the week, Sebastian.
But
We're recording
show-
this Tuesday.
the AEW...
Seb,
no, you
Seb,
said the recap
Seb,
shows for the actual shows. That's
Seb,
Wednesday.
Seb,
When you can't
Which
recap the
is
show when it
tomorrow.
happened.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Monday!
No, it's not. It's not, Sebastian.
The
Seb,
show!
learn when to
AEW
stop
and
talking.
NXT!
Sebastian,
AEW
keep
and NXT ain't
kayfabe
on
alive,
tomorrow.
bro. Keep kayfabe alive.
Jesus
What
Christ.
is
You're
wrong
not
with
understanding what I'm saying.
This is off the rails,
this has
man.
been the Smack Raw podcast.
Later, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, wait,
Oh,